I love how you're just gonna get it out of the way. And this is the bane of my existence right now. I have gotten more condolences than the last time a
Yeah. So basically, for those that aren't aware, there's long gestating. There's a live action Masters of the Universe movie. It's got a theatrical release, which is really, really cool. It's releasing June of 2026. Worldwide release, so it looks like it's a completely unified international release, no staggered release from this article. Anyway, don't know if that is the case. If that is the case, that's great. That's good news. And this is a movie which I was quite interested in because I love a sort of sword and sorcery. I love a sword and sandal movie, fantasy, that kind of thing. It's a bit of a breakaway from the slop of comic book movies that we've been getting, year after year, month after month. But then we figuring out a little bit more about the synopsis, and it sounds very lame, very lame, very, very lame, amazingly lame. So here's the synopsis. A 10-year-old Prince Adam who crashed, so 10 years old, he crashes to Earth, going to be set on Earth, in a spaceship, separated from his magical power sword, the only link to his home on Eternia. After tracking it down almost 2 decades later, so he's about 28, 29, right? 2 decades, 10, about 2 decades. So he's going to be about 28, 29. Prince Adam is then whisked back across space to defend his home planet against the evil forces of Skeletor. But to defeat such a powerful villain, Prince Adam will first need to uncover the mysteries of his past and become He-Man. This sounds so incredibly lame, so incredibly crap. Now, I know everyone in the chat's going to go, his mother was from Earth. Fine, maybe. Okay, in one iteration, that is the case.
and
Fine,
that has
sure.
always been stupid too, by the way. But anyway.
Yeah, it is stupid because when anyone thinks of He-Man and the Master of the Universe, they think of Eternia. They don't think of downtown New York. They don't think of, Los Angeles, California. They think of Eternia. And if people go, oh, but my budget, bullshit, you could film this quite literally in the Australian outback. That would double for Eternia very easily. You'd get incredible tax breaks. Be very, very easy to do. I don't know why they're doing this. It's incredibly dog shit. I hate it very, very much. Culture, yes, itching to comment. That's the news. There you go.
I feel like they mashed together other better movies. Like this is like Guardians of the Galaxy, like He-Man.
Yeah.
It's like they stole that from like Gunn. It's like, oh well, that was a good idea. Like let's have an Earth kid get kidnapped and throw him in this situation and whatnot. All right. And then they kind of played with it to make it their own. But this is a very strange way to go about telling this tale. I'm with Tom. I think the idea that, his mom was from Earth was an idiotic thing to begin with. But overall, I mean, all of his adventures, if I recall correctly in the animation, revolved around Eternia.
Oh, yeah, all of it. Like, I don't remember ever being set on Earth, to be fair.
I don't think that I need a story outside of that. All you're doing now is creating opportunity to screw the stories up. Anytime they do this, all it does is screw it up. Just take the lore, adapt the lore, make the thing. It's worked every time it's been done, and when it doesn't work, it's usually by some numbskull that's trying to pollute the story with politics or some other storyline. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because this is what I've been saying for years now. Said it here on the podcast. When you've got a very simple story, we said it about Fantastic Four. We've said it about Blade. When you've got a really simple story and it takes years to develop, it's always a warning sign because what they're trying to do is take that very simple story and inject modern ideology into a very simple story, and they're trying to figure out a way to sort of co-opt it. It's always the case. It's literally always the case, especially with these sort of projects which should just be cut and dry, should be super easy. This should just be a mission on Eternia. Why does Earth need to be involved in this? It's just so incredibly lame. And the thing that I think about this, like I'm looking at this as a synopsis. 10-year-old Prince Adam, he's crashed on Earth. He's lost his sword. So does he know it's a power sword at that stage? Maybe. 2 decades later, so he spent his time living on Earth, and now he's like 28, 29. And then somehow he's transported back to Eternia. So what's the Earth mechanism in that? What's the Earth what is that? The importance of the narrative. What's the Earth element there? It's going to be a strong whammon, I would imagine. It's going to be something to do with that. And I know this is obviously preemptive, but we have years of movies to reference that this is highly likely. Because if it's not that, you could just remove Earth from this entire thing, and he could have just crash landed in the middle of Eternia somewhere, right? Or he could have lost his power sword somewhere, or maybe he's growing up and then he needs to, and then Skeletor appears and he needs to uncover the mysteries of his past to become He-Man. Earth doesn't need to be in that as a narrative element for any of this to actually happen, unless there are other things going on, i.e., a love interest. Can I speak again, Culture? Your finger in your mouth or something?
Oh no! I was listening to what you're saying. I mean, we both have said it. I haven't heard from Tom yet, who's likely going to blow his gasket. But I don't know. Bo, do you have anything? Did you watch any of these cartoons? Have you seen any of this stuff?
Yeah. So when I was a little kid in the 80s, I would watch the cartoon. It's the cliche that it was actually Saturday mornings. Was it actually Saturday mornings? But I watched loads of the cartoon and loved it. I loved Battle Cat or was it Cringer when it's before it's the actual Battle Cat, Cringer. I actually really liked Skeletor and all his baddies, like Beast Man. I had a little figurine of Beast Man. And I liked Man at Arms. That was my favorite character, Man at Arms. But like, it should end there. The cartoon, it's an 80s cartoon. It should end there. They did make a live action movie of it ages ago. I just quickly Googled it in like 1987. Have any of you seen that? It's well crap. It's live action. It's a lot of it is set on Earth as well.
Same problem.
Problem. And it's so crap, that film. It's like laughably crap. Sometimes when a film like Trauma's Wars, sometimes films are so low budget and so deliberately bad that they become funny and worth a watch. It's not even that. It's sort of transcendent that, and it's just nonsense. This sounds like I will make no effort whatsoever to go and see this or watch this. No, not interested at all. And yet, well, I also, of course, fancied She-Ra. Who didn't? Actually, do you remember when you're a little kid and you've got no concept of sex or sexuality or anything? You're sort of were drawn to some women, like like the Queen in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang when you see her in lingerie. Like a 6-year-old, got no concept of carnality, but I'm attracted to her. It's like She-Ra. But obviously they're gonna probably cast Leslie Jones or whatever.
Whoa!
What? I don't know. If I said too much.
No. I mean, I no. I think, but you're right though, because at the end of the day, I'm glad that you mentioned the 80s one. Why would you rehash something? Why would you rehash a plot element of a movie which was much maligned as well? Like, people just like, this is garbage. This is quintessential garbage. Like, it's the worst possible adaptation you could have possibly done. And they're like, yeah, we're going to copy something. No. Go as far away from that as possible, because all that's going to do is instill that memory in people. You're going to look at that and go, I remember this from the other one. That was garbage. And it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth.
There are a couple of films that are famous for being crap. I think Troll 2 is that always hits the top of the lists for sort of the worst films of all time. I think Masters of the Universe does as well. It's sort of famously bad, right?
Awful. Go on then, Tom.
All right.
What do you think, mate?
I've done it. I finally defeated that hulking boob. I'll destroy him with a movie even worse than Cannon did.
Oh dear.
It's quite good.
So that's your thoughts.
Oh, come on, Tom. Give us your rant.
Only just begun. Fuck this movie in its face. to destroy my childhood. It's like, are you trying to take He-Man and just rake him over the coals even more than Kevin Smith already has? Are you
Oh yeah, true.
my Bud Light? Let's see how bad this can get. You can't do it, can you? You've got every tool at your disposal. There's no excuse now. We could have Orko through the whole movie, Battle Cat, everything you could think of. Won't cost an extra dime than it used to. You could probably make it for half the price that they embezzled on that first movie.
I think as well.
The hell?
I think
10-year-old Prince Adam on Earth. Just take the 2000 series, adapt that to a movie. It's not that hard. It's pretty basic.
No, I agree. I do think as well. What's perhaps the most hilarious aspect of this entire situation is that this has taken years in development, and this is all that they've got. This is
almost the same plot that they've been working on for years in one variation or another.
It is. So they've still got it's the same. Where is it? It's the same story from the Nee brothers, Aaron and Adam Nee. So they were the ones which were attached to it,
which was actually, I believe, based on or did they get rid of the original script that what's his face did? I hate him. I can't think of his name now.
Oh, I don't know.
The guy who wrote Batman v Superman and all that crap.
I don't know which one you're talking about now, off the top of my head.
I'll remember it.
But these guys
wrote Demonic Toys as well.
Oh, right.
Goyer?
Yeah, David S. Goyer, because he was attached to it for years too.
He's atrocious, man. So bad. So yeah, they got rid of him, but it's Aaron and Adam Nee's draft, and it's all based on their draft. But that was, I think they were the ones which were developing it at Netflix. So Amazon have just taken it and gone, yeah, we'll just keep doing that. Why not? This thing's been in development for years, and this is the best they could come up with. Bloody
yeah. Well, they say the script is by Butler, down in that third paragraph right there. Travis Knight is there. That's what this whole point is, to promote him as directing. Yeah. But script is Chris Butler. Wow.
But Adam and Aaron Nee are responsible for the original draft of the Amazon MGM movie.
Wow.
So it's still technically there. It's their sort of story outline, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, original draft and then script version. Yeah, I would say so. This is terrible. I hate this. Absolute garbage. It's just so lame, man. Like, it's been going in development for fucking ages.
Well, I think we've been reporting on it for 3 years, right, Tom?
Yes. Yeah.
No, 33. 33
years? Okay.
33.
Well, I've only been doing this for 4. So, okay.
Jesus.
They have been promising me another He-Man movie since Skeletor popped up and said, "I'll be back" in 1987. So
we've got we've got Israel R chiming in here, joining in the conversation. Says this is a Streamlabs super chat, guy. Says, anyway, the plot of having He-Man start the story on Earth is just crap. It's just creative bankruptcy, and clearly the writers don't care about the IP and want to insert themselves. This sounds like more modern audience crap. Another flop. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Would wholeheartedly agree. Wholeheartedly agree. Matt Cave Gaming for $20 says, my 6-year-old daughter discovered He-Man and She-Ra a few months ago and has not stopped watching it. She already memorized the lore, and when I mentioned what this movie might be, she tilted her head and just asked why. That is a very smart kid. Say hi from us. I like it. D has been a member for 15 months and uses his free monthly super chat here. Says they need to species swap Cringer from a cat to a pigeon. Diversity matters. Does, you bigot? Absolutely does.
Well, he's already a green tiger, so I think that's diverse enough.
True.
They may need to gender swap him, though. That's a plausibility.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Anything else to say on this?
You'd
this is a movie which I'm not you know, who cares about, I guess. But
You'd want to see a lot of Skeletor, or I would. Like Skeletor is the best thing about it, right? I mean, it's like yeah, or like Thundercats. You want to see Mumra. Like Mumra is interesting. Mumra is more interesting than Lino or whatever. And I bet you just don't really see much Skeletor. But yeah. Again, even if it comes on TV a few years later, if there's anything on the other side, I'll probably, it's like,
just skip it out completely.
Yeah, I'm just not particularly interested in it, I'm afraid.
I think you'll end up with so much CGI that it'll just be a hot mess because they'll have to try to blend it and it won't work because they suck at that now. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, the original Mummy movie came out, The Mummy, with it's having its anniversary run, and everybody says the movie holds up. Even the CGI that was done then, it holds up for the most part.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, which you look at what's happening now, and you're like, why can't you make CGI that good? Hey, Pro, good to see you.
The thing is, what they won't want to do is just show a ridiculously strong and brave, muscle-bound white man that wins. That's what they don't really want to show, right?
Yeah.
So why they even try and resurrect this IP? I mean, in my house when I was a little kid, if you ever won anything, I had siblings. If you ever won anything, you'd sort of scream that I have the power, like He-Man, right? And that's a sort of an image that they don't want in Hollywood anymore.
Yeah.
So why go with He-Man other than to deliberately subvert it and make him weak and lame? So I put money on that's what we're gonna get.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It goes back to that.
Oh yeah,
that's
he'll be cucked by Tila and whoever ends up playing Earth Lady, Courtney Cox character, because there'll be one.
Yep, absolutely, unequivocally. So anyway, we'll keep you up to date on this, ladies and gentlemen. There you go, our first story, Master of the Universe.
There's just been this weird need to keep trying to turn He-Man into Flash Gordon for some reason.
Yeah,
but I think, was it you, Script, that brought up Guardians of the Galaxy, or was it you? Well, somebody did earlier. I agree with that. That's kind of, I think, what they're going to end up doing. They're going to try and turn this into a comedy.
Yeah, absolutely. It will be. It will be some awful bloody comedy. The Earth stuff's going to be terrible. Anyway, ridiculous. Right, we'll shuffle on. We got a.